language itself represents a duality. It is like once a language is learnt, once a way of communication is learned, because through language is nothing but a communication, way of communication. While you are communicating, always you can communicate particularities. That's why very commonly it's told, even in every epics, truth cannot be spoken. Truth has to be experienced. Whatever we try to speak, we are trying to give the path towards the truth. Truth has to be experienced because it's a pure non-dual state. Once you are using a word or once you are proclaiming a language, always language indicates a particularity, because language is a product of particularities. Language is a product of identification. Language is a product of trying to put a boundary. If you call a pillow as a pillow, it is not to call it as a pillow, it is to identify it is not a floor, it is not a wall. To separate it. Language is separation, because through separation only you can communicate. The more the separation, clearer the communication. Even with the pillow, pillow as a thread, pillow as a cover. So more and more separation, more and more clarity comes. So while dealing with communication, clarity is built with a clear language, with clear more particularity. Let's say, for example, you are seeing a big group of sheep, herd of sheep. Thousands of sheep are there. And every sheep appears same. Every sheep appears same. You change the role. A sheep is watching humans. Maybe every humans may be appearing same for them. Then what is you and me there in front of a sheep? No role. You lost your identity. No, you become. See, if you see thousands of sheep at a time, you treat it as a group. You don't value individually. Any name, even if somebody, okay, you touch this sheep and you come tomorrow, touch the same sheep out of 1,000 sheep, because you cannot identify. People who are living with them constantly for many years, they may be able to do it. But for a person who is rarely seeing a sheep, they cannot identify, because there is no particularity. In the same, if a water is flowing in the river, you call river Ganga. But river Ganga, every year is river Ganga, same water is there. It goes on changing. As though telling all humans are one, same. Of course we are same and one in a different angle. But from the angle of identification, we have different names. Even in the names, again, you have different organs. You identify. The more clarity, more specialization comes. So that is the development of language. Language is for communication, not for any other purpose. If the language is used for the expression of pure self, then you fail. That's what happens in many practices. They try to bring the spirituality through languages. They tell, you are sitting here, be peaceful, imagine a tree, be like a tree, like that many nasty things they do in the name of meditation, in the name, the spiritual world is so corrupted. It's full of illusions and imaginations. No. The more and more you are moving towards spirituality, the more and more presence is created. It is in absence of any language. Even you have to observe your thoughts. See, when you are thinking in one or the other language. Maybe in your mother tongue, maybe in English, whatever may be. Even in your thoughts, the language has entered. That is one of the advantage as well as very big disadvantage also. Language becomes a big barrier in experiencing the non-duality. Beyond language, you have to experience life. That's why to break this barrier of language, Osho one time he brought a technique, gibberish language. You speak whatever you feel, whatever you feel you speak. Why not? Just to cleanse. From this concept they try to brought it as a meditation. But it's not a meditation, it's a process of cleansing. See, process of cleansing means you can do once in a while, not on a regular basis. That itself becomes a language then. See, language means what? Language means an expression, a programmed expression. Anything. Body language is there. Even though you are not speaking, what is body language? Programmed expression. Each person has a differently programmed expression at the body. Language of the mind, programmed expression, the mind state. In the same way, even though you are speaking a gibberish language, every day if you are practicing, then that itself becomes a program. You are catched in that. You are prisoned. The technique itself creates a prison around you. That is why in the state of meditation, you should be able to drop each and every techniques. No technique, no movement. See, it's a pure effortless. Language creates an effort. Language always creates an effort. Without an effort, there is no language. See, the moment, even if I am speaking English, you have to understand. You should know the word. You should recall the memory. You should know the meaning of the word. You should have to relate to what is your own understanding of your life, your own level of wisdom of knowing life. So like that, constantly an effort is created in you, mainly because since I am speaking a language. So language always creates a duality. Satsang means you listen to a language which tries to move towards non-duality. Language is spoken to drop the language. Posture is practiced to drop the posture. Pranayama, the breathing is practiced to stop the breathing. Meditation is practiced to stop the mind. Like this, if you are speaking, the speaker has to be dropped. Speaker has to be dropped. He has nothing to speak, but yet he is speaking. There is a different beauty that we can identify. Even when you are listening to any talk, any discourses, if you understand the science of the self, when we are seeing some YouTube, in 1 second we flip, because in the moment when you listen to a talk, you know whether the speaker behind is dropped or not. If the speaker is trying to speak, it is not an interesting thing, because there is a separation is built, there is a concept is built, there is a theory is implemented. When the speaker is dropped, only the speaking is there, speaker is dropped. That is a pure state of communication which builds a non-dual state. From this angle, when you understand each and every language, what we use as a language in day-to-day life, that creates more and more and more duality.